a group of neonates. So the kittens that were previously fed that were on wet food are transitionals. These guys that are neonates are only on the bottle. Neonates are usually just confined to their cubby. So these guys are in 9A. They're blocked in by the slider, so they can't come out into this main space. I can see when I look in the window that they're right up at the door front. So this is their bucket, $26.94. I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna hold it under the door just in case they fall out when I open it. I already reviewed their folder and got their milk prepared. So these guys don't have any wet food because they're too young. They don't have any teeth. So we're gonna go ahead and stimulate them while the milk warms up and then get ready to feed them. When you're holding up the tails, you want to make sure you hold somewhere in the middle. Nice poop for you. You don't want to hold the very tip of their tails because they can break. It's pretty normal for neonates to have loose stool or diarrhea. So as you can see, this kitten is demonstrating that. So when you're stimulating, we suggest that you point the kitten sideways and not towards you. In these kittens, it's important to check if they have any stool on them and if they need a bath. So she has a little bit on her tummy and legs right here. She could just have a spot bath because it's not too bad, but if it's any worse, you should go ahead and give a full bath. These guys are quite clean, but they have needed baths. You can see on their record that they've had baths at previous feedings, so that's why it's a good idea to look and see if they need another bath. So the milk will be warm now. These guys drink quite a lot. They drink about 10 mils each, so I filled it up to 30 mils. Again, with the milk in the nipple. And she latched right away. She drank about 3 mils this time. She may have a little bit more. For a kitten of this size, 3 mils is actually a good amount. The reason she might have diarrhea is if she has been overeating, that might have caused her to have that loose stool. Okay, she still appears to be hungry. She just had a couple more mils. She's had about 5 mils now. Just got a little bit of milk on her face, which I'll wipe off. And then before I put her back to bed, I'll clean her up a little bit more and stimulate her one more time. She's got hungry siblings, so it's their turn. So she ate 5 mils and had soft unformed stool. Often it's really hard to stimulate kittens this young before you feed them, so sometimes we'll feed them first and then do it. Are you hungry? You see this kitten is pushing into my glove and trying to nurse on my hand, so I can tell it's hungry. And the pushing is the rooting reflex, so that's what they would do into mom's belly to stimulate her milk production. And this one drank about 6 mils. I'm going to stimulate. Sometimes they will roll over. This kitten only has a very small amount of urine, so I'm going to check the bed to see if there's any urine in the bed. And if there is not, this would be an important thing to note in the folder, because the kitten should usually be producing more urine than it is right now. And our last kitten. For kittens this young, it's very important that there's no squeezing of the bottle because these kittens do not have a gag reflex. Their eyes are closed, which means they're under 10 days old. These guys are probably only about 5 days old, and their gag reflex won't appear until they're about 12 days old. So if you did squeeze the bottle, there's nothing stopping that milk going down into their lungs. So I'm gonna finish getting them cleaned up and make sure they don't have any stool on them, and then I'm gonna put them back to bed.